Okay, so I have colored in the background stamp, and like I said, what I was going to do was color in, and I'll just show you real quick. I mean, you know, with the side of the distress marker, I just went in and literally colored it in. Nothing too complicated. Okay, and if we color in to the next one and then take the marker and blend it, even though this one's really light, what you do is you scribble on your craft sheet or on a piece of scrap paper, and that will clean your marker off so that it goes back to the original color. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get our mini mister, or any kind of mister that you have for water. I'm just reaching for it here, and we're going to spritz it, and that's going to make those colors blend. Let's make sure we got enough down here, and then we're going to put the card stock on there, and I'm going to use my Inkessentials brayer. This is from Ranger. I love this brayer. And if you don't have a brayer, I mean, you can just use your fingers, and that works just fine too. Okay, let's see if we got a good impression. And yes, we did. Don't you love that? I love that. That is so cool. Okay, and so it is a little bit, just a little bit wet, so I'm gonna dry it a little bit, because we need to cut this down. I'm trying to remember the size. Something like 3 by 4.5. That's what it is. 3 by 4.5. So I'm just gonna kind of go here and then measure it at 3 inches. And then cut off this part, and I think it's 4.5, I want to say. Yeah, 4.5. That's right. Okay, and so there's our cute rainbow background. I love those colors. You can tell I'm an elementary school teacher at heart. Alright, what did I do with that black piece of paper? Man, I'm always losing stuff. Oh, it's under here. So that goes there, just like that. Let's make this black piece of paper, because you won't be able to see. I'm just going to center it, and then I'm going to stamp the sentiment with this VersaFine. Love this ink. It's very, very black. It says Onyx Black. But the best thing is that I can color with my distress markers and it does not bleed. Oops, that would be upside down. And I learned that from Amy R. from Prairie and Ink. If you've never been to her channel, you should go. She's great. She's a great resource. She does great review videos, and she does great cards, and she's great. I really enjoy her videos. So this is going to be the layer that goes here, and I have a piece of ribbon. So for those of you that are new, just new, subscribing to my channel, thank you for joining me. This is how I do my ribbons. This is a 2.5 inch just acrylic block, one of those cheap ones from Michael's or Joann's, and I just am tying my ribbon on here. And I like to kind of like turn it like that. You can see what I'm doing. See how it's like this, and then I just kind of turn it like that, and then I tie it. It just ties a nice bow, or not a bow, a knot. That's what I'm doing today. Just a simple knot. And then we're gonna trim that off. Scissors. And then we burn the edges to prevent them from fraying. It just melts. It does the same thing that Imagine-S tool does, only less expensive. And then I'm going to cut right here, wrap it around using some tape, just plain old Scotch tape. Just tape it to the back like this. And then I do the same thing if I want to do a bow. I just, you know, tie the bow on there on the, oh wait, I did this wrong. I just tie the bow on and then, you know, cut it just like I did just now, all that. What I did, I just, you know, make a bow instead of a knot. And that's it. That's simple as that. Okay. And then our little element, our little owl element is coming to you from it's an Inkadinkado set that I got at the expo, the one I went to in Georgia, in Gwinnett. And yeah, I don't remember the name of the owl set because I didn't write it on there, so sorry. But I did go to my Mini Monograms cartridge and I cut out a 2-inch circle, and then I think I cut the scallop at like 2 1/4. I think, I'm not sure, I don't remember. If you really need the size, just let me know and I'll look for it in my Gypsy because I did save it. And so we're just going to stamp the little owl on here. I have a big mess on my table. I can't find my stamps. Here they are. So we're going to stamp the owl, and then we're just going to color it in using our distress markers. So I'm just going to stamp it onto this black piece here. And like I said, this VersaFine is great. It really does stamp the details very, very nicely. And this is just another stamp that came with the set that's just a continuation of this branch. Really cool. Okay, so we're going to put that aside. And again, it's the VersaFine. Happy I got it. And then now we're just going to do some coloring. Just going to get my little piece of craft mat. And I'm using these 3 colors of distress marker. Tea dye is for the body, and so what I did was I just scribbled onto the mat and got my water brush and just colored in. And now this bird must be a teenager because it has the look on his face like he's saying, really? Seriously? Yeah. Attitude problem. And I'm not so fond of that attitude, so I cover up those eyes, those sassy eyes. Deal with attitudes from teenagers enough. I don't need it from a stamped owl. So I'm going to show you how I do that to combat the attitude. Okay, now we're going to use walnut stain. No, not walnut stain. Brushed corduroy for his feathers. I wanted him to be very neutral because of all the other colors in our card. And this just is such a nice way to color. I love it. And then we're going to color the branch with walnut stain. And I'll tell you what, I mean, if you don't want to get the markers, because I know, you know, they're pricey, but you have a good collection of your of your distress ink pads, just rub your ink pad on your craft mat and you're good to go. You can do the same technique with a water brush, you know, or a paintbrush, really. So we're going to dry this. But I mean, I must say, I like the markers because it's so much easier to travel with them, you know, to a crop or, you know, to a friend's house. It's so much easier than carrying all those ink pads, which, you know, I have done and I would still do if I had to. You know, and if I wanted to add more color to this guy and I wanted to add more dimension, I could go in and, you know, just add more color. I could use a little bit of the, oops, I went over the edges, and that's okay. That adds character to it, I think. So see, I'm just adding like a little bit of that tea dye there. And then if I wanted to mix in a little more of that brushed corduroy, I could add another layer of that. It's just so fun. But we're at 12 minutes already. I need to kind of wrap it up here. And then I'm just going to color in the leaves. You can, you know, color it with whatever you want. I have some of those glaze markers and I have the Stardust markers. And those are neat to color with. Or you can use your Bic Markets or your Copics or whatever you want. Stickles, whatever you have that you like to use. And then just to make it like he's, you know, up in a tree, give it a little bit of sky background. Just going to turn this over. And we're just going to, oops, it's not laying flat, so. And just going to go around all these edges like this. We're going to color in the leaves with the Stardust. Like I said, I really wanted to use those because they're shiny. And I can color his beak with these as well. With the orange. Those look like that. And then those eyes, we got to cover those eyes up. So I'm just going to get some bling. This is just some Recollections bling. I think that's 50% off as well. Where is my... Here we go. I'm just going to get a bling here. Just put it on his eye there and cover up that attitude. There you go, bird. Be happy, bird. There we go. So that's going to be layered on the scallop and then going to be popped up on here, and I've kept you long enough, so we'll just adhere those down, and there's my card. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.